So a judge in Louisiana decided that Mahmoud Khalil can be deported because of his views. This is the end of the road for the United States. I suppose some of this is precedented. We had the FBI during the McCarthy era and civil rights movement. We deported anarchists.
What I was thinking about in particular was the Immigration Act of 1918, where Woodrow Wilson acted this law that specifically enabled the government to deport undesirable aliens, specifically anarchists, communists, labor organizers, and similar activists. Aliens also included ALF and a few of the ones from Men in Black.
And it's got me thinking about the paradox of tolerance. You can't allow bigoted, but especially fascist, authoritarian speech. You can't give it the same leeway that you give regular speech. The reason being, if you normalize it and allow it, then inevitably you end up in a society where fascism and authoritarianism devours freedom of speech. So you've got people like Elon Musk claiming he's a free speech absolutist, but he will be the first person to limit speech. He just wants to make sure that his hate speech is allowed out there. And now his hate speech is all that's allowed out there. Hate speech, authoritarianism, fascism, racism, those have become the norm now. And these free speech absolutists are perfectly content to deport people whose views differ from their own. This is why in Germany they punch the shit out of Nazis. Fascist ideologies, authoritarianism, these are pollutants. So yeah, everybody should have freedom of speech.
The exception, of course, being people who promote a worldview that will strangle and exterminate free speech. The reason why these people are always claiming to be victims is because they want to be the ones who victimize people. They see the people in the world who are asking for equal rights and they say, oh my God, but they will inevitably victimize me, because all they can think about is victimizing others. They want to be in authoritarian roles and they think that everybody else is as horrible and disgusting as they.
Here's what's so strange about it too, is they're claiming that they're protecting people, that it's because of anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism is what Elon Musk constantly tweets out. It was his way of getting the racists to rally behind him. It was all of these dog whistles that they did to white supremacist groups by calling out globalists or by calling out Soros. These are just dog whistles for people that are anti-Semitic.
A lot of times anti-Semites will use these as dog whistles because it can sort of lead people down this alt-right pipeline into Jewish bankers controlling the world type of conspiracy.
So that's how we ended up here, or at least partially how we ended up here. And now we kind of decide, where do we go from here? But the Supreme Court has been bought and paid for. The entire government has been bought and paid for. We live in a country with an illegitimate government. I mean, Trump is forbidden from the presidency by the 14th Amendment. He's an insurrectionist, for God's sake. Republicans have only been able to achieve the presidency when they gerrymander districts, when they refuse other people their rights, because widespread America loathes that sort of authoritarianism and crazy conservatism. Meanwhile, the opposition has been enabling them, building the apparatus of a police state that they can utilize against us now that they're in power. Democrats love their cop cities. And how's that going to work out for us now that we have an authoritarian in charge? And so I'm asking a lot of questions, and I really do want to know what other people think. Where do we go from here? Mahmoud Khalil must be free. Every single one of those people in that El Salvadorian mega prison needs to be free. If they're criminals, send them to their own country, the country that they're from, or use due process and prosecute them for whatever crimes they've committed in the United States. Give them a fair trial, a fair sentence. Is that so difficult? What it comes down to is these billionaires who want to see us enslaved. They want to demolish America. They want to divide it up into network states where oligarchs can rule over it as sorts of CEOs of their territories. The problem is that the truth sounds so out there, But I'm going to create some more videos. I'll let you guys know everything, bloody blah. I'll try to work hard, you know. I didn't want to even make videos, but it seems like it's the only way. I was trying to tell people, read these books, read these articles. Please inform yourself so that we're prepared to have these conversations. And here we are in their endgame. And we're in a defensive position, and we should have been in an offensive position. And granted, I am as responsible as everybody else because I could have made videos. I could have been louder. I actually did do a lot of activism. I tried really hard. I have guilt, but at the same time, I'm at peace. Continue to do what I can. I hope that everybody else does the same. But we are in a pickle. Normal modes of creating social change, now that the apparatus has been hijacked by an illegitimate regime, I should say, a foreign-backed coup d'etat figurehead is now in power. And so the way that we deal with this, we're going to have some conversations before they shut down the internet. And we better be damn well sure what we're going to do when